We're reading the Chofetz Chaim on proper speech, day 110, expressing frustration. We have learned that speaking negatively for the sake of one's own emotional well-being is an acceptable form of constructive purpose. It is reasonable for one to express anger and frustration about an individual to one's parents, spouse, or mentor to obtain sympathy, reassurance, and advice, and it is the obligation of the listener to provide such support. However, even in such situations, the listener may not decide in his own mind that the report is true. As far as he is concerned, the information is only secondhand, and it is therefore imperative that the following understanding exists between those who take part in such discussions. Halacha permits one to occasionally let off steam and express his frustrations to somebody else. However, it is obvious that one who is involved in a disagreement to the point of anger or considers himself the victim of verbal abuse lacks the ability to be objective. Any negative expression under such circumstances is to be understood as a description of the speaker's feelings and not as an accurate account of what actually took place. In this way, a husband and a wife or close friends can rely on one another for emotional support without transgressing the laws of proper speech. A heartfelt plea. The Tana Develiyahu states, "Master of the universe, take note of our suffering and allow the disgrace which we endure at every hour to rise up before you. Remember that many heads of families among Israel who have no livelihood, yet toil in Torah each day, continually. Remember the many poor among Israel, who have their flesh torn from their bodies by the nations of the world through taxes and other monetary demands, yet toil in Torah each day, continually. Remember the youth among Israel, who know not their right from their left, and toil in Torah each day, continuously. Remember the many aged men and women among Israel who arise early to enter the houses of prayer and study Torah, and who yearn and crave and hope each day for your salvation. My Father in heaven, remember the covenant which you established with the three righteous patriarchs Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and you have written in the Torah, if your brother will become impoverished, you will strengthen him. So too strengthen us, so that we will not falter. My Father in heaven, remember the many crippled and blind among Israel, who do not have sufficient food, yet hire teachers to study Torah with their children. My Father in heaven, remember Israel, your possession in this world, as it is written, and he is not your father, or your possessor. And Hashem acquired me at the beginning of his way. My Father in heaven, remember the many widows and orphans among Israel, who toil in Torah and mitzvos each day continuously." The above should inspire each of us to arouse compassion before Hashem on behalf of the Jewish people, for in our day, the sources of merit cited in the Tana Develiyahu are still to be found. The material status of the Jewish people in our time is far from good, yet wherever one turns, he finds Jews who study Torah and observe mitzvos, support Torah study, and do kindness with others and give charity to the poor. Thanks, and we'll continue tomorrow.